Good morning, I'm Goma Sharma. Let's begin with the main stories. Maoist Vice Chairman Balram Bhattrai gives up the post of Vice Chairman. CPM Maoist Chairman proposes to boycott CA election. Congress leader Dioba urges all to find a political outlet through the November election. British PM David Cameron in Afghanistan says Taliban should join Afghanistan peace process. And in the second day of National Wushu Championship, Ang Babulama and Sushmita Tamang clinch gold. At a time when claims for various posts within Unified Maoists have intensified, Vice Chairman Balram Bhattrai has announced of giving up all the posts, including that of Vice Chairman. Bhattrai handed a letter to Party Chairman Pushpa Kamal Dahal mentioning that he had given up the post of Party Vice Chairman. Bhattrai has said that his decision is due to the rising lust for post on the part of party cadres. He said that he is happy to work under any post designated by the party. Likewise, refuting allegation that there has been groupism within the party, Bhattrai said that in his 37-year-long political career, he was never a part of any groupism. Of the 299 names recommended for the Central Committee, Bhattrai said that he had only proposed 2 names. Bhattrai said that he had only proposed the names of Devi Kharga and Balkrishna Dhungel. Bhattrai had addressed right at the beginning of the Central Committee meeting yesterday. The Central Committee members speaking after Bhattrai claimed that they were not driven by any lust for post, but were only emphasizing on correct process and system. The meeting will resume today. High-level government officers have pointed out the need for technology and commercialization in agriculture. On the occasion of the Paddy Day yesterday, NARC organized a program in Lalitpur. During it, speakers said that the youth force was migrating rapidly, because of which government programs were not effective. The participants said that to address the labor problem and to involve youth in agriculture, its technological development was imperative. The office bearers of the Agriculture Ministry at the program said that the government was working at it. Chief Secretary Lamani Paudel said during the program that due to failure of government-run programs, foreign dependence was increasing. He said it was necessary to revise agro-based programs. Government officials claimed that the government had focused on availability of chemical fertilizers and better seeds. Agriculture Ministry said they had pushed better seeds among the farmers. Ministers and secretaries also participated in a paddy plantation festival. For the last 9 years, the government has been marking Asar 15 as Paddy Day. Time now for a segment Public Pulse, where you can SMS us with your opinion.
Public Pulse, brought to you by...
Your question is, what should be done to modernize agriculture? Your options are: option A, government should increase investment; option B, farmers should be professional; option C, young generation should be attracted. The voting for the question is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 8080 and to share your opinion with us. Asar 15 or Paddy Day was celebrated yesterday by the farming community with much fanfare. However, more than the celebration, farmers are gripped by their own share of problems in the absence of fertilizers, seeds and irrigation. In this context, we asked the farmers of Dhangari, Dolakha and Taplejung what are the problems faced by Nepali farmers. Before we take a short break, let's take a look at what they had to say.
Janamat Prajak.
न समयमा मल पाइन्छ न डिजलको भाव पनि अत्याधिक वृद्धि भइराखेको हुन्छ
किसानहरुको बारेमा बोल्ने जतिसुकै डोनर एजेन्सी र गभर्नमेन्टमा जानेहरु छन् किसानकोलाई भजाउने काम मात्र गरिराखेका छन्
किसानहरुलाई समयमा मल पाइन्न समयमा पानी पाइन्न
उनीहरुले उत्पादन गरेको चीजहरुको मूल्य पाउँदैन त्यसको मूल्य आफूले बेच्ने चीजको मूल्य अरूसँग सोध्नु पर्छ अनि त्यसपछि समयमा मल खाद पाउँदैन अनि
कृषि प्रधान देश भन्छौं तर उत्पादन चाहिँ कृषकले धेरै गर्छ आफ्नो भ्याएसम्म मेहनत गरेर
खर्च पनि गर्छ पानी यताउता गरेर तर उसको मूल्य पाउँदैन
कृषि बिउ नै उत्पादन गर्नु पर्यो हैन बिउ राम्रो खालको बिउ दोस्रोमा मल र तेस्रोमा सिंचाइहरू यिनीहरू
किसानहरूले स्थानीय जातका बालीहरू लगाउने गरेको छ तिनीहरूलाई उन्नत जात दिने उनीहरूको बजारको समस्या छ उत्पादन चिजहरू बजार पाइरहेको छैन त्यो बजारीकरणमा सहयोग पुर्याउने
बिउ पल्बी राम्रो उत्पादन गरेर निकालेर हामीले त्यसलाई सदुपयोग गर्न जान्नु पर्यो
किसानले चाहिँ जुनै व्यवसाय गर्दा पनि अब म फस्दिनँ भन्ने महसुस गरेर खेतीपाती गर्न लाग्यो भनेदेखि देश चाँडै उकालो लाग्छ
Bridge Cement, Jagadamba Steels, Reliance Cement, Liverpool International College, New Baneshwar, in association with upcoming news.
Welcome back. CBN Maoist Chairman Mohan Vaidya has demanded an all-party roundtable conference for a political outlet. In the party's Central Committee meeting in Pokhara, Vaidya presented a political paper. In it, he said that the resolution to the present crisis was to hold a roundtable meeting for political consensus. He said there was no significance of the election declared by the government. He added it would not be acceptable to them and said it should be boycotted. He said the election was the government's unilateral decision and called it a farce. In the meeting that will continue till Tuesday, the party will discuss alliance with small left parties, election strategy, unification with the unified Maoist. Vaidya's proposal will be discussed from today. Time now for some international news. British Prime Minister David Cameron and Afghanistan President Hamid Karzai have urged the Taliban to come forward for peace talks. British PM Cameron has said the Taliban should engage in the political process if they want to role in Afghanistan's future. Speaking in Afghanistan during a one-day visit to UK troops, he said he wanted to see a political as well as a security solution to the conflict. He said the Taliban must know they need to give up their arms, but he emphasized that the peace process must be Afghan-owned and must be Afghan-led. At a joint press conference in Kabul with Karzai, Cameron stressed that the country's future was in the hands of the Afghan people. President Karzai said violent attacks by Taliban like the one on the presidential palace several days ago would not deter Afghans from seeking peace. Meanwhile, Cameron met with Pakistani President Asif Ali Zardari in Islamabad. The two sides discussed the Afghan-led peace process and the scenario and backdrop of the withdrawal of the NATO-led International Security Assistance Force mission from Afghanistan. The British PM is visiting Pakistan after a tour of Afghanistan. This is Cameron's second trip to Pakistan, having also visited the country in April 2011. With that, it's time for another short break. For more news, please stay tuned.
Bridge Cement, Jagadamba Steels, Reliance Cement, Liverpool International College, New Baneshwar, in association with upcoming news.
The recent governments have given priority to hydropower projects. However, the results have been disappointing. Although agreements have been made in principle and at the policy level, the pace of progress is slow. The demand of electricity has been going up every year by 80 megawatt. In the coming year, only 70 megawatt of electricity will be upgraded on the national grid. The progress in production paints a grim picture of changes to the power cut situation. The new hydel projects are being run by the private sector. Time now for the sports update.
Sports news brought to you by
Kantipur Susmita Tawang won gold on the second day of the National Wushu Championship being held in the capital. In the championship at Tripureshwar's covered hall, Susmita scored 8.95 points to clinch gold in the women's Chanchuan contest. Silver in this category went to Kathmandu's Oshin Roy, while Nuwakode's Meena Glan stood third. The men's category was won by Nirajan Ali Magar. Nirajan scored 9.5 points. Kathmandu's Vijay Sinjali came second and Dolakha's Rinji Sharma finished third. Meanwhile, Ang Babulama won men's Tai Chi Chuan. Gold medal winner from 10th South Asian Games, Ang Babu scored 9.65 points. In the men's Nanchuan, Sunny Shrestha of Armed Police scores 1 goal. He scored 9.75 points. Women's Nanchuan was won by Kathmandu's Vidya Mahajan with a 8.02 score. 245 wushu players from 39 districts are contesting in the 4-day championship. And now the weather update.
Brought to you by Asian Paints Ultima with Color Stain.
And now, before we wrap up, a reminder of the main stories once again. Maoist Vice Chairman Baburam Bhattacharya gives up the post of Vice Chairman. CPM Maoist Chairman proposes to boycott CA election. Congress leader Deva urges all to find a political outlet through the November election. British PM David Cameron in Afghanistan says Taliban should join Afghanistan peace process. And in the second day of National Wushu Championship, Ang Babulama and Sushmita Tamang clinched gold.